Okay. Hey guys, what's going on? Going to be switching out some sprockets today on my 2005 GSXR 600. Going to be going -1 in the front, +2 in the back, and I'm really excited to see what kind of performance and different whatever I'm going to get out of it. Heard good things about doing this kind of conversion. So start off, just a little disclaimer, I'm not a motorcycle mechanic. I work on refrigeration equipment, so I do have a mechanical background, but I'm just going off what I've read in the manual and what I've seen other people do on YouTube. Alright? So keep that in mind. This is just a guide to help y'all out if you're watching. So let's go ahead and get started. So grab your favorite beverage. I prefer coffee. Some of y'all might prefer beer or something else, but I drink coffee. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a drink of my coffee, and I'm going to rip this fairing off right here. Alright guys, now that we got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the shift linkage from the shaft right here, and then we're going to undo 4 bolts that hold this cover on right here, right here, right there, and right there. But before we do that, I'm going to disconnect the clutch cable up at the lever. Now, if you never messed around with stuff with multiple bolts, these bolts are different lengths. So you want to lay them out in the order that you took them off and then reinstall in the reverse order. There you go, there's your counter shaft sprocket. You need to pull off the speed sensor, and then we'll work on getting that big nut off of there. Okay, so I totally screwed up, right? Bike's not in gear, but that's alright. What I'm going to do is I got a big metal rod, and I'm going to shove it through the spokes of my tire, wrapped in a t-shirt, and that way there's no load on the transmission when I'm breaking any of this stuff loose. Some guys say you can put it in gear and have somebody stand on the rear brake. I don't have somebody to stand on the rear brake, and I don't like the idea of putting that kind of load on my transmission. Alright, let's break this bad boy loose right here. What you know. Just gonna let that sit for a minute. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on the back bolts that hold the rear sprocket on. I'm gonna break those loose, and then I'm going to pull the rear tire. Alright? That's what we're doing. That wasn't very graceful, was it? What can I say? I told you I wasn't a motorcycle mechanic, man. Alright. now that we got the back wheel off, we're going to finish taking this off, and we're going to pull the old sprocket and put the new one on. Boom, nut hand tightened after you watch me fumble around like an idiot. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna finish pulling these bolts. Hell no, those aren't bolts. I'm gonna finish pulling these nuts off and get rid of the old sprocket, put the new one on, and hand tighten the nuts back on. All right, so we got that. It's on there. Well, yeah, it's on there. Had to take a little break. You know, 'cause that's what I do. So, something that I'm going to do when I put this rear tire back on is I'm actually going to flip my axle. So instead of coming through this way and having the nut on this side of the bike, I'm going to flop it and have the nut on this side of the bike. Now, the reason for doing that, I've read on some forums and stuff, is so that way when you tighten your nut, you're tightening against your stoppers. So your chain adjusters, that way you're tightening against them so you don't accidentally over tighten your chain, which I think is a good idea. So I'm going to put this back tire on. I'm going to get everything kind of started, and we're about done. All right. Now you watch me fumble around with that rear tire some more. My hands got all gross. We're going to crank down the counter shaft nut, and then we're going to come back here and we're going to crank down these nuts on the rear sprocket. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Next thing you want to do is you want to get your chain tension tight the right way. For me, I know that if I just barely hit the bottom of that swing arm, I'm good. Get the same on both sides, then tighten down your rear tire and get the cotter pin in that sucker. Alright guys, looks like we got it all buttoned up. We got the rear sprocket on there nice and good. We got good chain tension. We got that buttoned up nice and good. All that's left now is to put back all the bits and pieces that were on there before, like your speed sensor, put the cover back on, hook up the clutch cable back to your handle, and throw your fairing on, and you're good to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you out. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section if you liked it. Alright guys, I'm going to get to putting this thing all the way back together and take it for a test ride. I'll let you guys know how that test ride goes sometime in the future. See ya. Looks like it's all good to me.